Alrighty, we are here with Dig Dogger and Simp to watch the game for Soulless Ant and the guy Nate. What do you guys think about this game? This is the first game of the season.
Well, Lowe's looks like this is going to be an exciting match. We've got CramGoose and DahGuyNate, famous rivals. However, they've got a similar win rate, but Goose has not managed to beat Nate as of yet. We're gonna see how that turns out. Now, one piece of information that's important to know is that Goose's nicknames were decided. Goose being Solacent, were decided by uh, team members from a previous season. We tried to curse him as much as possible. So if you see those, just know that that's the reason.
All right,
Alrighty, what we think about leads?
Let's see.
look
I
at those
think
chompers, dude. It's feeding time. Uh, Man, he didn't bring the Kingdra. He did put it in the in the chopping block,
who could have seen this? Who could have foreseen?
but uh,
Goose also did not bring Cinchino, who is also on the chopping block.
amazing.
I think
Well,
Weavile seems like a pretty common lead, and to counter that, he may bring Crocodile for the Intimidate drop. But then again, Crocodile doesn't like being in front of Weavile either, even with an attack drop.
yeah, I can't wait to see the synergy that Nate's cooking. I wanna see what this team does. I
Yeah,
feel like
because
Same.
Regieleki is a very common lead. Get that Electro Web up, especially to slow down some of those faster Mons. But then again, we do have that Electivire right there with Motor Drive ready to soak that up as well. So we may see Electivire a little more this match because of it.
Right. I mean, I also thought, Reggie Lecky, he's got access to screen, so maybe he can do something for and maybe as just a support mon of Electro Web, like you were saying, and then also just reflect or light screen whatever he feels like to like protect either Vic. I'm assuming his heavy hitters are gonna be Victini, Gallade, and
Yeah, sharpness doing wonders during the mini. So why don't we go ahead and tell them to go ahead and start? That way we can see what they're cooking.
yeah.
yeah, I'm curious because I feel like Nate's got to have something cooking, but it's kind of hard to see the synergy just from looking at it. One of the things we tried out in practice, which doesn't seem like it's going to show, which is why I'm going to mention it, was a Rain Dance Regieleki with Kingdra on board, but doesn't look like that'll happen.
All right.
Oh, you got that Weavile right there.
Yep,
R2.
and the Crocodile.
And the Crocodile
All of our
called it
predictions were
right.
correct. As far as the nicknames here, no Mock Punch was suggested by Jack Zephyrus, and Heart Shion equals best girl Heart. Um, this was my choice.
I'd say that's a
Beautiful.
pretty solid choice.
It wasn't really my choice though. Like I just asked Goose whatever he wants to nickname his Meloetta. He can just go ahead, and he chose this to make up for his earlier comments about Shion. So totally on him.
Totally on him. I'm interested to see uh what he wants to do here. The
Yeah, probably
intimidate is
has
really
that Genesect.
Terra Fairy right off the bat. We get the fake out.
Ooh,
Electro
cover cloak.
Web.
We got the crit. I'm not sure if that matters. Followed by a
Oh
dazzling
my
gleam.
goodness.
Ooh,
Ooh, strong
too
dazzling
much.
gleam.
That is very strong.
And then we see the life orb there.
Mm-hmm.
Really informative round, especially going into game two, knowing that that fake out onto Regieleki isn't going to hold up. We also know it's not Focus Sash now.
Right.
Interested in seeing the Suicune come out. considering that you still have Regieleki out faster, ready to go.
But I mean, Suicune is insanely bulky. Even with Regieleki out there, it's still not going to be able to kill it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, right next to it could do something.
Yeah, I'm surprised not seeing the Genesect come out for the E-Speed. Go ahead and
He might be afraid coming in straight with Genesect just to see like potentially like a Regieleki and Victini. Just because that could, if he doesn't have the right Terra, that could definitely mess him up. Okay, protect. Oh
Covert
wow,
Cloak. I forgot to acknowledge that Covert Cloak on Regieleki.
it
Ooh, and it lives with
lived.
the fake Focus Sash.
Wow, a crit too.
Voice starting on the Victini.
ooh, that plus attack download gonna come
Pretty nicely.
pretty nicely.
If he
Protect
is running,
there.
he is running E-Speed. He might
He is
not be.
running.
Jeb Bush, huh? Man,
That was
this is
Trash Mouth.
Nathan's got a lot to work with here. He's got to. I'm assuming this Genesect's just gonna Terra to avoid Victini's. Oh,
Okay, so that's gonna Terra. He's gonna protect. He goes for the Sacred Sword in case of the Terra normal.
oh wow.
And
He
he
got some
gets the
value off
speed.
that icy wind.
What a good protect there.
Yeah. That
I don't
that
know what's gonna happen
I'm
here.
not
Victini
entirely
still
sure
outspeeds Genesect.
how fast is Gallade. Is it normally a fast mon?
Gallade
Gallade?
has
No,
8
it's
base
fairly slow. He went
Interesting.
for the
He
double
went for a
protect.
double
Didn't get
protect.
it.
Okay.
not running E-Speed.
Oof. With the speed drop, he might could get a scald burn here. Let's see. No
Nope.
burn.
No burn.
And that's game. Yeah, I don't think going for double protect is ever the play, but maybe that's just me.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what
He
was
really
going on
wanted
there.
to. Maybe his Terra was no good. He didn't Terra at all that game, did he? No, he Terra'd Meloetta, so he couldn't Terra Genesect.
That's right. That's what
Yeah.
happened. He Terra'd Meloetta.
He had to get rid of that Victini first because it outspeeds him by 1 point.
Ooh.
Unless he's not running max speed.
But we just saw that it was faster, so I'm guessing it is.
Well, it wasn't
Oh no, we know
necessarily
because
faster.
he's protected. Never mind. We don't know.
Yeah. I'm interested to ask when this is all and done, what Goose was thinking for that. Because I definitely thought he had the upper hand there. Um, but
I
maybe
can
I
only
guess I
assume
guess
he's
he
not
wasn't running.
running E-Speed.
Yeah.
Such a
Wondering.
common threat, you get used to seeing it. From the mini, especially.
Wonder if we're going to see the same leads or if we're going to see a switch up here.
Right.
I don't know how
That
much work Weavile did during that first game, that fake out, and then immediately uh, getting KO'd. If he's going to bring it again or if he's going to bring something else in instead.
right, because I mean he like you said in the beginning, he was pretty informed on in the first game of just like with the cloak. Maybe he'll switch it
Yeah,
up for
he
Electivire.
found Cloak,
Or
he found White Herb. Don't know if we found out.
Yeah, we didn't see a sash.
Haven't saw Sash.
Did we
Oh,
know
at least we
any?
know the
We
Sash
saw
isn't
Life
on
Orb.
Crocodile.
Saw Life
yeah,
Orb on
it was
Meloetta.
Life Orb. That's right. So lots of information for Goose. Hopefully he picked that all that up for this game and turn it around. But that Melaletta, man, that that
All right,
carried.
let's go ahead and tell him to go
Yeah,
because I don't want that clock to be punishing him.
same leads.
A little bit of a different lead on Nate's side,
Yeah,
bringing out the Victini. So those electric webs are going to be 100% accurate now. Don't have to worry about that miss.
I
I
wonder.
believe it's
Also,
95% accuracy.
also Victini, we already know knows protect, and we know that the Regieleki is cloaked.
Yeah, that fake out probably doesn't look good because you can just protect on the Victini and then slow him down with the Regieleki. So I
Mhm.
wonder if Goose goes for the fake out just to pressure it, or if he goes ahead and yep, there's
Yep,
that
so there's
protect.
the protect.
Yep.
There goes
Just to
the
keep
fake
that
out.
pressure up. A crit on the
Ooh,
Electroweb. Not sure how much that mattered, but
Oh
getting the
wow.
speed
had a
drop on
crit.
Levi was super important.
Crit right back at him though. Don't know if that crit mattered. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna calc that real quick.
Well, in the last game, it didn't matter. It mattered, or yeah, in the last game, it didn't do 100.
Well, that's
Wait,
because
no,
he
he used
uses spread
Psyshock. He
move.
used Psyshock this time.
Yeah.
With Psyshock, it almost killed with Dazzling Gleam, so I imagine Psyshock hit.
No. Let's see. I don't know his set. Do you know if he is a max attack modest?
What are you talking about?
It looks like it was a roll, but the crit guaranteed it, depending on the set that they're running. So that crit did technically matter.
Might have mattered.
Might have mattered. It was a roll, but it guaranteed the roll.
Let's see. We may see a Terra from Crocodile here to avoid getting destroyed.
Yeah, but
Right.
I think it's faster. I think in this case, both of them are faster.
Right, with the speed drop. I imagine, yeah, because I believe the Meloetta is running bulk rather than speed. So I think it would have outsped anyway.
Oh, interesting.
Terra Ground, prevent the fairy weakness. Bolt Strike, followed by high horsepower.
Probably expecting that fire move to come out, flash fire, not seeing that unfortunately. I don't know if Nate predicted that.
I think he was just trying to be prepared for anything. Although I guess if he
Yeah.
had put into Electivire, that would have been a problem. But
Right.
Calcifer.
What a good nickname.
Was that your suggestion?
No, I'm not a
Oh,
part
which
of
one was
the
yours? Already
team.
one in. Huh?
Oh, it's not my suggestion for a nickname. I'm not part of the team.
No, no, no. It was suggestions from Team Helios.
Wait,
Yeah, he was asking for suggestions from Team Helios because he lost a bet with Jack. Maybe you can put one in for next week.
Will. I feel betrayed.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
think
go ahead.
Ooh, Terra
interesting.
Grass.
Yeah, I think Goose did right here. Yep.
Ooh,
Just switching at the mill at just taking off that I guess speed stats, but I don't think that Weewell was gonna be doing much.
let's see what we can do here.
Meloetta's base speed is 90.
Mm-hmm. But it's running minimum speed. I mean, I don't think
Yeah,
like particularly
Crocodile's is
minimum speed, but like no
92
speed.
though, so it does just naturally underspeed, and I'm assuming that Crocodile is going to be running some type of speed investment.
Oh
So
wow.
Oh,
And a
and he got the burn.
burn.
That's really not that it
yeah,
mattered.
Yeah, that didn't matter there, but oh wow.
Oh, he's running Glaciate. That's wild. But the
Oh,
speed drop
but
is just going to
the
help him
minus
further.
speed actually going to come in handy. The Terra Grass is really fun because of Flash Fire goes ahead and stops one of those weaknesses there to fire.
It might
It's
see
really
red
funny that he brought
too.
an ice move just in case of that, though. Glaciate is like what? Slightly better Icy Wind?
Good,
Oh, there's the sash.
good read.
And there it goes.
Yeah, I think.
Alrighty, it looks like we're going to game 3.
Game 3.
All right, what did you guys think of that
Oh,
game? I think Goose turned around pretty well with that. The switch-ins.
Yeah, go ahead bringing in the Chandelure. And then switching out that Melioda, bringing it back in.
I'm honestly
yeah,
surprised how
sacking
much
the Weavile there
damage.
was such a good play.
I'm a little surprised how much damage that did to Crocodile because it was ground. But I guess maybe I don't
What
know.
happened
I
here?
thought ground
Crocodile's
restricted.
very soft, very
Yeah.
squishy.
All right, let's see if they. Nope, not yet.
Yeah, we don't see that strategy a lot in our league of just switching something in to sack it, so you can switch it back in safely at the end of the turn.
Right.
Um, that's something you see all the time in singles, but not so much in doubles.
It is harder in doubles. It's you have to make sure that it's either not getting
Alrighty.
hurt.
Looks like they've
Actually,
started their game 3 here. I wonder if we're going to once again see the same lead from Goose. He's been leading that um, Weavile Meloetta, but we've seen changes up from Nate himself. So I wonder if we're going to see Goose going with his tried and true, or if he's going to switch it up himself.
Man, I don't foresee him changing Mailetta. That thing has been carrying him both games, even though he lost the first one. That was a hyper voice hits really hard.
Turtle trying to use uh, Discord emotes in Showdown.
They couldn't
Now,
process
one
the.
thing
Go ahead.
that I'd be scared of is seeing that Gallade come in, because I know Gallade can carry wide guard.
That's
It
true.
can.
I'm surprised if he had white guard, he didn't use it back in the last match.
That last game would have been the place to use it since the opponent clearly has had a heat wave, hyper voice, dazzling gleam, a lot of things that could have been blocked by wide guard, but he didn't choose it.
Probably missing it. I'm probably regretting it a little bit last game.
If he didn't bring it. I wonder if we'll see Enamorous or Hippowdon this time too. That's the ones we haven't seen, and we also haven't seen Electivire. Goose's side. With that Regieleki lead, Electivire switch in might be pretty good.
Yeah, and especially after seeing that Trick Room, Namorous looks really good. That thing is bulky as all can be. 135 special attack is something to scoff at either.
And its speed is like what, like 45, something ridiculously low.
46.
Okay.
So it definitely underspeeds anything on Goose's team. Oh, we see a switch up on Goose.
Okay,
And
we're
oh, there it
leading.
is.
There's Enamorous. He's leading with the Chandelure this time. Still, I think even with a motor drive boost, Electivire can't outspeed Regieleki. But yeah, I'm not sure what happens here because even if he sets Trick Room. If Reggie Lucky decides to do the same thing of hitting Electro Web, it might not. He hit Electro Web. Okay.
Okay. Oh, that's
We got
one.
the triple axle. Let's see if it actually hits. We got one.
We
That's
got
so
one.
unfortunate.
Oh,
One
poor.
and a crit too for that first one.
Miserable. Miserable accuracy.
Open your eyes.
Man, the one triple axle. That's tough.
That's tough. But I think Meloetta, even with minimum speed, will outspeed this turtle as long as it's minimum speed, which you'd expect. There comes the triple axle. Let's see if it hits more than once this time. Okay.
All
Oh, it
It
got
right,
hit all
all
three.
cleared the
three.
board. And there we
And the
go.
Psyshock one shots. I think that Psyshock might not be a crit. I don't think that crit matters from last game.
It's when I plugged it in, it was a 91 to 107. So it's a roll.
Okay.
That's if it's max attack.
The hippo is here. So yeah, Hippowdon's here too. Didn't expect to see him either. Maybe he was hoping for Trick Room again. We did the calcs earlier, and Sacred Sword does about 700% to Weavile.
That's good
Thought that was a
damage.
fun little.
That was a good call. Okay. We got Jeb Bush out here.
Yeah, weakening that Hippowdon can definitely change the game.
We haven't seen a Terra from either side of the field yet.
Right, we haven't. I think I could see a Terra Fairy coming out here from the Meloetta.
I
Since he
think
did
so
that earlier.
too.
Since that'll take care of the Glade problem. And Glade Sash is already broken, thanks to Hippowdon.
And
I'm not entirely
that
sure
Terra
what
Fairy is going to help it live the Night Slash. Or
again.
So, what are the moves we've
Actually,
seen on GallAid so far? The Sacred Sword, Night Slash. Did it use Protect?
oh,
I think he may
let's
have
see.
used Protect in one of these games.
I'm trying to see if Goose is in
Those are the only
trouble.
two moves we've seen from it, actually. Because it didn't get to do anything game 2.
There it is. There's the fairy. Oh, and a burn.
Or a water.
Wow.
Okay, and then
That
nice.
burn.
Even at -1 speed, it outsped.
Like
Wow.
Glade must be running moon too. That's the only thing I can figure.
Wow.
Doubling down on the Scald. And
What
that's
a
the
game. Who's in here?
Jump the water.
All right, we got.
Alrighty, guys. How do you guys feel?
I thought Weavile, that piece of shit loser, was gonna cost me game 3. Oh, I hate him so much, but we got there. We got there.
Great game, man.
Yeah, that was a great game. Oh my goodness.
I rushed it. I should have protected. Enamorous. I probably shouldn't have had my my Victini spec'd for special attack when I had 2 physical moves. That would have been cool.
Oh, because Mel
that'll
lived
do
game
it.
1 at 1%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean I was like, fuck. I don't know why it hasn't been physical or hasn't been special ever. Why is it? I just didn't check.
Dang. I mean, in prep last night, I thought the Weavile Meloetta lead was untouchable. And then out of nowhere, I sent an hour ago, Glade just beats me. And Turtle and I repracticed, and Glade was smoking me. And I didn't change a single thing because I didn't know what to do.
Yeah,
What were
I
the
mean,
rest
it
of
was.
the moves on that Glade? We were wondering about that.
What's up?
What were the rest of the moves on that Glade?
Sacred Sword, Night Slash, Trick Room, Ally Switch.
So
Trick
I'm
Room,
guessing with
what?
the Trick Room, it was min speed.
Yes.
Because in game 3, we saw that outspeed even at a -1 from Meloetta.
Well, because I clicked Trick Room.
Oh, you were clicking Trick Room that turn?
I was so confident that you were going to click Tailwind. And I was like, if there's somehow he doesn't click into Gallade and I get Trick Room off, because I was like, oh, he's just like Tailwind Suicune because it's faster, and then Meletta just kills. So like, I just kind of need to get lucky, and maybe he doesn't click into that, and then I Trick Room, and then I win? Question mark.
Right. I want to share something with you as that I got really worried about. Turtle told me I should bring this up. I'm posting a screenshot in general that I sent in our team server earlier.
Oh, yeah.
I was terrified of Rain Dance Regieleki Kingdra lead. I didn't know what to do.
Hey, can we everyone forget all of that and please delete the VOD?
It's
I don't think I can
terrifying.
do that as a
Yeah,
team
hold on, hold on.
chomper.
I'll delete it, but
Yeah. No one needs to know about that.
yeah,
Please go back to making memes about Sand and Kingdra, please.
yeah, sorry. I just was like sitting there because I had actually prepped for Rain Dance Gallade, and I was like, oh, okay, this is handled. And then all of a sudden, I was going through Regieleki's moves, and the only water move he gets is Rain Dance. I was like, oh my goodness.
You know, I didn't think it was going to stay a secret for too long just because there's like 7 moves on Regieleki.
Yeah, it took me all of 3 seconds to scroll through his moves.
Damn.
Goose, I have a question for you.
Yes, please ask it. I'm sweating,
I,
literally.
it's okay. It's over. You can rest.
You
But
won.
game 1, you had Genesect out there, and you hit
Yes.
protected both turns. So what was the plan there? Did it not have extreme speed? I was wondering what was going on with Genesect.
I typed thank God for priority moves just to try and bait Nate. But Charles, the genius, typed it's a bait. He was right. I was
Dude, I
running
didn't want-
full special.
Yeah.
He even came out with the attack boost. I was like, Nate's terrified of extreme speed. But I'm sure Nate knows this. He's a good player. Victini, if he's running Jolly, outspeeds Jolly Genesect by 1 point.
Yes,
And it does do that. And we had both protected the previous turn, and because of the order protects, I knew that I wasn't faster. And Victini is a fire type, and the bug was in trouble.
The
And
bug
he
was in
died.
fact in trouble.
The bug was in fact in trouble, and he died.
Game 1 and game 2, the bug was done for. So game 3, I decided not to bring Genesect.
Well, then who was in the last slot game 2?
Oh, it was Genesect. I just never brought him out.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
I
flex
realized
to
that
bring out all your mon.
Yeah. Genesect couldn't do anything to Victini. I was terrified of that coming back out. And then in the final game situation, when Hippowdon and Gallade were your last Pokemon, I was kicking myself for not bringing Genesect.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Well,
I mean, if you would have known that Victini's like EVs were all messed up. God, that frustrated me so much. Dude,
It
the
happens.
Terra Grass, I also took off like wide guard like 20 minutes before the game. Like, Ally Switch probably helps me. And then I'm like, at the end of that game, I'm like, oh dang, I wish I could wide guard here.
we were
Dude.
wondering about that in the game. We
Yeah.
were counting, what moves has Gallade used, but we said, game 2, if Nathan did have wide guard, he probably would have used it there.
Oh,
Okay.
100%. Which is
By the-
why the shadow ball to get down to Sash was super nice.
Right.
Yeah, I was really worried about wide guard. That's one of Galade's most common moves. I wanted to share a calc I thought was funny, and why I did not run Widelands on Weavile, although I was considering it. Did this earlier when I was prepping. Gallade can kill an entire team of Weaviles with the Sacred Sword in one move.
Yes, yeah. I also had that calc, and it was like 700% or something like that.
Yeah.
I just so I was like, okay, he's got to be Sash because in scrims, Weavile is really giving your team a lot of trouble. Ice hit a lot of your Pokemon for at least neutral damage, and the ones that it didn't, Dark did. So
Yeah, Mileto was super nice.
yeah, I was hoping that you wouldn't expect me to run it the Psychic one, but I think you did because you ran Night Slap on Gallade.
Goose, this is your first
go ahead.
win against Nate, and I think this is the first win for Team Chomp. So congrats.
Thanks. We're one and one now. I'm proud to be a chomper. Nate is too good at this game. I was sweating the whole time I was playing him. When I lost game one, I was like, "It's happening, bro. It's another year of Nate making fun of me." But not this time, by just a little bit. That game was a nail biter. The set was.
The set really would, but I think all three games were really well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially Terra
Well,
Water have got on, taking full advantage of my team's and horrible lack of grass coverage. I'm leaking that. I can't do anything.
Grass Terra Blast on
shit, I should have.
Chandelure. That'll do. That'll show him.
Yeah. Terra Grass on Chandler is really good. He gets Flash Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Resist the ground, resist water. It's really nice.
Yeah. I was a big fan. Unfortunately,
had him
Grass is
all
still
last
weak
season, and I
to
didn't
3
think of that.
types.
I do think though, Goose. I think switching is a very skillful thing to do in Pokemon, and in game two you did that pretty well of switching out correctly. You know, the Weavile and
In the
then
right places, yeah.
yeah.
I lost season 17 because I was too resistant to switch, so I've been trying to play around with that a lot more. I think
Good.
watching VGC has helped me a lot because they switch all the time.
Yeah.
Their Pokemon are never on the field for very long, and I'm so adamant that it's like, oh, switching's a tempo loss, but it's better to lose tempo than just lose.
Yeah.
But now you see the
That's
light.
true.
Nathan, were you ever scared of, Victini had the movesets, but were you ever scared of like accidentally, I guess, hitting an Electivire or hitting Flash Fire on any of Goose's Mon?
Yes. Yeah, and that's why I did. I think it was game 2. Yeah, game
Yeah,
2 is
we
when I
thought-
realized that I had the wrong stuff on Victini. So I did the Bolt Strike because I was actually a lot more concerned about a Suicune switch in.
Okay.
Because I had already like taken a little bit of like speed control. I was concerned that like, all right, he could like switch in Suicune here to a very obvious like V create and then set Tailwind and take that speed control back. So that's why the Bolt Strike was there, and then yeah, obviously like he switched in the Chandelure, and I was like, oh shit, that could have been a lot worse than I thought.
Right.
I was running I was not running Tailwind because there was Electro Web made it so there's no point, so I swapped off.
Interestingly, I was super concerned about Clear Amulet Weavile. From
Yeah, I thought about bringing that too because in one of Turtle's games he led Crocodile Weirdeer lead and Weavile just was pathetic and couldn't do anything.
I mean, couldn't it destroy Wiredeer?
Wired
I was
always
full
die.
intimidated.
Got it -2 attack.
Sniff and die.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Well, that's why I was like, oh, I got all these Intimidate Mon. Clear Amulet's coming.
Yeah, and then And then I saw that he takes 700% from Sacred Sword and switched to Focus Sash.
Nice.
Well, I mean, I always have Sash. I did message Jack in Team Chomp, said running triple axle over Ice Spinner because I like to live on the edge. And it whoops.
Well, you hit more ice spinners than you did in the practice earlier.
Yeah.
Is Ice Spinner not 100%?
Ice Spinner
It's
is
90.
100%.
Oh, okay.
Is it? Is it
Ice
90?
spinner. No, yeah, ice spinner is 100%. I was getting mixed
Triple
up.
axle is, triple axle is 90. And when in my
Yeah.
hour of practice before we played just a second ago, Weavile missed every triple axle. He did
Every
not land
single-
one.
not a
Every
single
single one.
If you run loaded dice, it only runs the calc once.
That's
Really?
huge. That's kind of
I
crazy.
never
Yeah.
knew that.
It's still just
Is that
worse
the-
than
is that the same
Windlands,
for Pop
but
Bomb?
you get the
Ooh.
same for Pop Bomb. That's
It
crazy.
might be.
If that's the same for Pop Bomb, that's
Wait,
insane.
who has Mousehold?
Anthony.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Danny, don't tell him.
Yeah, don't tell him, guys.
Yeah, he's watching, he's watching
sorry,
the
Jess.
Avatar finale right
Annie,
now.
we got some sauce. We got some sauce.
All right,
for
do
you.
we want to close up this interview?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
think
they
so.
go to Cade's.
With one last question I always like to ask.
Okay.
Was there any sauce hidden in the back of either of your teams that you weren't able to bring for whatever reason or show off?
It's week 1. If you think I'm telling you anything, you're mistaken.
Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Well, I got something I'm willing to say. I was just hoping the mere presence of Electivire would make Nate panic. I never once thought about bringing him, but I was hoping maybe you would be like, "Oh, I can't use an electric move. Whole motor drive."
AKA, I can't use a single move from Reggie Alecki at all.
Yeah.
Can't even bring him.
Did he ever intimidate you? Were you scared?
No.
Oh, fair enough.
All right, guys. Those were good games. Way to start off week 1. Really strong. I'm absolutely terrified of everybody. So, looking good.
Looking
Looking
good.
great, guys. Great games.
Thank you for commentating.